guys, it's Matt, and four wheels might move the body, but two wheels move the soul. And this video is about, is the Ninja 650 a good beginner bike? Now, I've been riding for about 2 months now, 1,500 miles, and I decided to get the Ninja 650. Like everybody else, I was deciding between the 400, 650, and the ZX6R, or 600, or those classes of bikes. So I, like most of you guys, I figured, okay, the more displacement, the more power. Well, actually, the 650 has around 70 horsepower, and the 600, the ZX6R, actually has 120, 130 horsepower with a smaller engine. It's just the way it's designed. It's a 4-cylinder and it's more top end, whereas the 650 has more torque. So I really think that power is kind of irrelevant. I mean, you don't want to get a leader bike, obviously, but if you have self-control, I really think that if you just go with a little bit bigger bike than what you think you're going to want, there's nothing wrong with that. But the biggest thing is the seating position. Now, I'm 5'8", and it's an average build, and this is perfect for me. It's got a basically 31-inch seat height, whereas the Super Sport motorcycles, the thousands, GSXR, and 600 and the 1000, they have a lot higher seating position for aerodynamics. But that's actually a really big thing. And the other thing too is these are handlebars, whereas clip-ons clip straight onto the struts, and you're going to be hunched over a lot more, leaning over the tank. So if what you're planning on doing is going to the racetrack, or if you're just planning on going for short rides and you just want the speed, I think you'll be able to eventually grow into a 600 if you have your wits about you and a little bit of common sense. But to me, the seating position and being able to get on it and be comfortable says a lot about, it really affects your riding. Like I said, you could be 90 degrees, basically. You got to have your elbows bent. Or you could tuck if you want to, if you're going highway speeds or whatever, if it just feels more comfortable for you. And I kind of like that option there. Whereas with the 650, your handlebars are down, or 600, I'm sorry, or Super Sport, basically, what they call Super Sport class of bikes. It's going to be way down here. It might not be as easy to learn how to maneuver on that. So that's a big thing that you gotta understand. So like I said, I was thinking about the 400, and I knew me. As you can see, I drive the Daytona here, and Daytona is actually about as fast as this to about 80 or so. This might be a little bit slower, but then this hits a brick wall, and that just keeps going to 180. Anyway, so I'm used to speed, and I knew that I had self-control to be able to just be smooth on the throttle, and there's a lot of different techniques with that. So really, I mean, this might be a controversial opinion, but just throw power out of it and just look at ergonomics and your build, what you're going to use the bike for. Are you going to go racing, or are you going to go long trips? I knew I was going to go on long trips because I knew I was bit by the bug. Swore I'd never be on two wheels, and the first time I did it, I knew I was hooked. And I knew I was going to want to take it for long rides across the country. So I think the Ninja 650 is the perfect balance. It's not great at anything. It's comfortable enough. It's fast enough. It's it's sporty looking enough. Now people say that the 400 is handles better because it's lighter and just the way it's designed. Yeah, all right, that may be, but I don't know if for your first bike, if you're going to really appreciate the subtle differences. To me, I just wanted a little bit more power to get on the highway or get out of situations, because after driving Daytona and driving a semi-truck, you realize having just a little bit more power to get up to speed is going to really help you. So this does 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds or so. and top speed around 120, and that's good for me for right now. Now I'm not gonna probably do 120 on the street, obviously, but it can get up there. It can get on the highway just fine, and on back roads it's pretty fun too. And it's a very manageable bike to ride, in my opinion. I don't have a lot of experience with other bikes, but just going from nothing to this, I had no problem. So that basically concludes it. I think that the 650 is one of the most perfect beginner bikes, and you could usually pick it up for about $1,000 more than a 400. And they're very similar bikes, really, but do you want the little bit of extra power? If you just want to put around town, Grom, a 400 is fine. Just know what you want to do with the bike ultimately. And there's no shame in buying a bike used like this, scratched up already, and then reselling it and getting what you ultimately want also. So it's really up to you. It depends on it, how many times you want to change bikes.